Hey folks, Nathan Ridgey here with another interview, and I've been complementing my martial arts over the past few years with a little bit more concentration into the Philippine martial arts and the combative system under the tutelage, the instruction of Master Terrence Evans at King Tiger Taekwondo. His guru is Julius Melegrito of PMAA, which is the Filipino Martial Arts Alliance. Thanks for taking the time to sit down and chat with me a little bit. One of the reasons that I like the system so much is it's really a perfect complement to Taekwondo, just about any systems that's out there, because you got weapons, you got stick, you got knife, and you got mano a mano. Tell me a little bit about maybe the misconceptions that are out there about Philippine martial arts that drives you to clarify and teach it more.
Well, most of the people always think that Philippine martial arts is just a system of weaponry. Well, it is, because that's what the system is based from, because of the cultural background that we have. We used to sword and the machetes and the knives to do it. But in reality, it really truly complements that everything we do with the sticks, we do with the knives, or anything that we do with the knives, we do with the hands and empty hands. And that's a misconception with a lot of people, because a lot of them going like, I'm not going to go ahead and do the weapons or something. And or when you say truly complements, it truly complements it in a way that you really, a front stance or a forward stance is not going to be changed in the way your foot, your toes move or something like that. In the stances, it's going to be in a way that, that truly is about the martial arts in itself. What I mean by that is like, if you, let's say for example, I'll give an example, kicking art. Okay, whatever that kicking art would be, it could be Taekwondo or something. You can go ahead and understand the Philippine martial arts concepts, and then go ahead and insert your kicking art to it. The same thing with, a locking art or a grappling art. You can do that with the Philippine martial arts, and then if you try to put a knife into your hands, it changes the dynamic of a grappling on the ground. If you're talking about grappling on the ground, or submissions or something like that, it would really truly changes the way that you think about it. And the same thing with takedowns. You can have the inserts and all that stuff that you do with the knife, and then insert it with the takedown. So in that case, it truly complements any given art, regardless of what art that is. It's just a matter of whether you are ready for it or you're not. I'm not gonna step back. I'm gonna move in and strike. And then from that, the stick ends up on the top. I'm gonna go outside the blind spot of the body as I push this, control these elbows a little bit, and then punish.
If I go online and I go on YouTube and I start Googling and looking for any type of Filipino martial arts, the popular names that come up are Inosanto and Presas and Tabuada, and now your name is coming into the fold because of your appearance in Black Belt Magazine. Tell me about your history and how you got to where you are, because I know a lot of this was you trained with Ernesto.
With Ernesto Presas, that is definitely right. Grandmaster Ernesto Presas is a great guy. When he was living, I traveled with him in Austria, Switzerland, and Germany, and he's a really fantastic grandmaster, And we've taken the part of the Combatives system, or the modern Arnis, because he's also a co-founder of modern Arnis, into a section that we think is digestible to a lot of people, because there's little parts of the classical part of it and the modern part of it. So when I started doing this whole thing of trying to represent, because an armbar is an armbar, a punch is a punch, a kick is a kick. The only thing that's really different about the whole thing is how you present it to the people. Maybe you can present it to somebody that already been doing Philippine martial arts for a long time, and it might be easy for them. But how about somebody that has not been involved in any type of Filipino martial arts, and how are you going to present that to them? So what I did is I did that, but I started doing it through what we call this Sticks for Kids program. That was endorsed by the Martial Arts Industry Association, because as we all know, the kids are the future. So when I did that, I said, you know what, the Philippine martial arts is really such a deadly art, but how can we make it fun, right, and at the same time have the kids actually do it? So we came up with the Sticks for Kids, that's a certified name, and the Martial Arts Industry Association, which is MAIA, endorsed the program, and then they sold the program and everything else, and that's where I got started through the process of teaching the kids program. And then eventually the people that came in and said, we kind of like to see the deadly part of the Philippine martial arts. How do we do that? And then I said, well, we have the Philippine combative system where we do this. And then they found out, man, my adults love it as much as the kids do. So how do we do this? And then we gave them a digestible, we called it sections. So instead of giving you too much and you have a brain overload, we give you a little bit of something so you can remember things. How many times have you gone to a seminar or training and then you don't remember anything? So we give them a simple, achievable goals. and then they're able to go ahead and do that. And then eventually I started, people started hearing about my name through another referral from somebody, another school owner says something. Eventually Black Belt Magazine got a hold of me, and did all that stuff, and then from then on I just kept going on with, thank God for it. But I'm really, really fortunate to have great, these people around me, and that's how we got started.
And that actually is why you're in town in North Carolina, because
That
of
is
the East Coast
correct.
training and under the regional directorship of
Master Ernesto, that is correct.
How many PMAA charters do you have at this
We have
point?
about, I think, 17 at this time. Today we have a couple more that are very interested. But right now, the charter members of the Philippine Martial Arts Alliance has gone through what we call a really strict kind of guidelines, because we're growing. But we want to grow steady. We don't want to go full blast and then we don't have a good representations of all the people that we have. So we're kind of very, very careful at this time on who we take in as a representative of that state. And again, that starts out with number one, training.
Say by that, watch this. See, when I cut him here, this is the cut. From this point to this is straight. Yeah? I don't need to go here and then move it back there, because you go A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Too much. From point A to B. Point A to B. See? Does that make sense? It's a quick, from here, I end up here. From that is where the attack is. Does that make sense, guys?
Well, talking about training, you're a jovial guy, you're a fun guy, you're a practical joker. On Friday night when you had the instructors in here, you were a little bit edgy and hard on them, which I understood. But then at the camp, you were having a good time, you were joking around with everybody. Tell me a little bit about how do you keep that line, clear as far as quality and standards, and then also making it fun so that people want to be involved. And I know you have the online instruction for your instructors around the globe. So talk a little bit about your teaching philosophy when it comes to that.
Well, it's very simple. You got to be a good, number one, you got to be a good martial artist. Number one is the best thing. You got to try to do that. But when you're a good martial artist, not all the good martial artists are good teachers, unfortunately. Right? So what we want to do is, if I'm teaching a police officer, in a camp, it's a totally different ballgame and mentality of people that are there. Teaching the Marines in the Philippines, they have different goals, they have different, objectives. And then of course, if teaching a school owner, they have curriculums that they have to cover. And then if you're teaching in a seminar, you have people that are master instructors. Maybe a guy that's been doing Philippine martial arts in another system that came down there,
right,
not for politics, but to just have a brotherhood with us and train. And then you got some maybe an underage, that's maybe 15 or 17-year-old, that want to train and all that stuff. And at the same time, you have your members that have been training with you for quite some time, so it's a different ballgame. So, we want to try to make that fun, because the Philippine martial arts itself is very deadly, as we know. It's very practical, as we know. But, people come down there not to challenge everybody, but more so to have a good time, because every single thing that you say can definitely save this person's life. And eventually it's something that goes in their pocket and go like, I can use this, or, I can use this kind of philosophy on teaching, my school, or I can use it when I come to sparring.
Right.
So, in the instructorship, of course, they're my instructors now.
Right.
They kind of know me a little bit. So you can kind of smack a little bit. It's like when your child grows up a little bit and you kind of know a little bit.
Right.
You kind of, be hard on them a little bit. Number one, it's because they're representing you. So once you put on this uniform, once you have the Philippine Martial Arts Alliance, and once I, stamped you and put your name on my website saying that you now represent the Philippine combative system of the Philippine Martial Arts Alliance in your state, well, you better make sure you know what you're talking about. And you can understand that you are really actually not representing that, but you're representing me and Master Evans, and the same thing like you, as you train with us. When somebody sees you, it's not just you they're talking about. They're gonna go look and say, I've seen some of those guys and I don't know what they're talking about. And that's not a good thing to have, so you gotta try to keep balance in that.
So you go wham, and then stay on the outside, because now you control it. You can go attack this, you can shield this, attack this, shield this, attack this, attack this. You can do whatever you want to do. Or you can kick, or whatever you want to do. It depends on what the technique is. Or grappling. I mean, you can from this time, see? Boom. Take it.
What's next as far as development, expansion? I hear rumors that you have something going on in the
Oh,
Philippines.
it's crazy. It is a crazy, crazy thing. This has been a dream come true for me. And Guru Davis, our vice president for the Philippine Martial Arts Alliance, is trying to help us put together, some good things happening in the Philippines. Number one is we got about an acre in the Philippines that we're doing a Philippine training camp, because our goal is to be able to, again, spread the art, have a good facility for our members and our people nationwide or around the globe, and then a safe place for them. This place is gonna have an international airport. When you land over there, the campsite, it's just where everybody's going right now. Well, we can't really reveal much of it right now because it's in the process, but I tell you, we're in the development. We got the cottages and all that's happening right now. The training facility is doing well. Like I said, Guru Rick Davis has been back in the Philippines for 3 or 4 times now trying to get this project going. And then on top of that, we also have something going on that's very, very big. You know me, I don't usually put my name out there unless it's something that I can actually deliver. Okay? So we have something that I think will actually bring brotherhood to anybody that's doing Philippine martial arts in any place of the world when it comes to competition, without the politics, and so on and so forth.
Is that possible?
Oh God! Without politics, it is awesome because I can't really talk a lot about this right now, Nathan. But it is so good that I get so excited about it. As a matter of fact, we tried this thing that we're developing, and we had so much blast. It is so much fun, but I can't tell you much about it, but you'll hear about it once we get it going. And the worst for that is probably gonna take another year and everything else, but I just wanted you to know those are the things. Besides the online university that we have now, because our instructors now can actually go online, not like before. I used to, in this facility here, we used to go train here for like 12 hours with one, maybe 30 minutes of lunch break. And then we will put everything together to where we go like, this is the best way to represent this, because now it's not just my brain, it's the brains of the people that have owned schools that came down in the facility and talked to me and say, Guru Melegrito, we need to let's go ahead, because that's the cool thing about me. I'm open to all these guys because I respect them dearly. They're very, they're very professional. They own their schools, and they're not just some kind of guys. These guys are successful people that we have in the organization. So besides that, we got the online university now that they can go. My instructors have the tools there. My school, representatives have the tools there to help them with drills and everything else. The instructors that want to certify, we start them with one level. They can digest that session. They come see us in person, and then we train them. And we have accomplished so much in such a short time. I tell you, Nathan, it is so exciting. Got that? Crusty. One time, crusty. Punch it. In the middle. Down. Inside. Master Terrence Evans, Takang Tatlo, 3rd-degree black belt in Philippine Combatives.
Been talking to Black Belt Hall of Famer, Black Belt magazine cover model.
Yes, sir.
You did look good.
I did.
A little menacing, but
I
you
did.
look
I
good.
did. Yeah.
Guru
They
Julius.
forced me to look kind of mean, because me, I'm very friendly, but they gotta have that look there.
Guru Julius Melegrito, Philippine Martial Arts Alliance, Philippine Combatives. Where can they find out more about you? They can obviously Google you. You're all over YouTube now because of Black Belt Magazine putting out a lot of your stuff now, a lot of good content. But where else can they find you directly?
Well, they can always find me through, our websites, number one. The website pretty much has all the questions and answers.
What's
that
the
they have
address?
there. It's actually PMAA. PMAA.info. PMAA stands for Philippine Martial Arts Alliance. That's what that is. So PMAA.info. They can go there at any given time, and then they can go ahead and look for question and answer. They can get started with our online university. No politics. You want to use it for your school? Yeah, check it out. No problem. Very simple, affordable for everybody with a lifetime access and stuff like that. It's really a good thing to kind of just complement your style no matter what. So.
Always great to train with you. Salamat po.
Salamat, Mr. Nathan.
Mabuhay.
And thank you for taking this opportunity to speak and interview me as well.
Continued success.
Yes, sir. Mabuhay. Salamat.